suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, Maiyegun don't come, my people make we shout, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun diary political, Maiyegun don't come, this one not the off in mind, Maiyegun don't come, and in the touchlight every corner, Maiyegun don't come. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder. Maiyegun don't come. My people make we shout. Maiyegun don't come. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses. Maiyegun don't come. Maiyegun diary political. Maiyegun don't come. This one not the off in mind. Maiyegun don't come. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud. Maiyegun don't come. My people make you shout. Maiyegun don't come. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses. Maiyegun don't come. Maiyegun diary political. Maiyegun don't come. This man not the off in mind. Maiyegun don't come. Aha. Now you not done here. All these bad politicians, them we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want make the common man get what he supposed get for this country. And I never hear something. Now go hear one, Maiyegun, you go show na paper.
Hello there. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to you from wherever and whichever time you're watching from, all over the world. Thank you so much. This is Maiyegun live. And if you have read the caption of the broadcast, you can make your own contribution accordingly. The music from the beginning is to get you prepared. You know what I'm talking about. Get you ready and settled in for the full broadcast. Okay. Copy the link or click the share button right there on your screen. Yes, so just tap that. It takes just a minute. Share that with your friends on Facebook, and then with a rider that Maiyegun is live. Thank you very much for joining me. Happy New Year to those of you who are just watching me live for the first time in 2021. Congratulations to you. You made it, and well, we are in it already. It will be one of the best for all of us. Let's be positive, by the way. So if you have, like I said, if you read the caption and then the rider, then you also read the description of this broadcast, you realize that we will be talking more about the trial of Omoyele Sowore by the junta of Buhari in Nigeria. I deliberately gave that rider of Sowore in handcuffs and Shekau walking free. Even those who are lesser than Shekau, whenever they get caught, they get freed, and Nigeria even paid them money. So the trial of Sowore, they have been trying to find something that will stick Initially, they said that they received calls from the neighbors, the residents of Gudu area in Abuja, that some people were grouping and they are protesting and they are disturbing the peace of the area. So therefore, they swung into action to go and disperse the crowd. So when they got there, they found that these Nigerians protesting they are the crossover protesters. So they found Sowore there and others too. So in the process, they started attacking the protesters, and Sowore tried to discourage them. Come on, it hasn't led to this. They are not violent. They're just standing here with candles. It shouldn't be this violent. Even if from there, it was also beaten up, brutalized, and then beaten, blooded. Okay, that was 4 days ago. So, and it was the first day, in fact, the first 3 minutes into 2021, that was when Sowore was attacked by the junta in Nigeria. Then they have been finding, 2 days after that, they said they couldn't release him or release them simply because of they were waiting for order from above. And that is order from the presidency, the people who initiated the arrest in the first place. Then eventually they took them to court yesterday. When they got to court, the police, they were asking the court to grant them the right to keep Omoyele Sowore and others in detention for as long as possible for them to put together their case against them. The same way they kept him and the mandates, they kept them for over 5 months, looking for evidence of how revolution now was meant to overthrow Buhari. So after 5 months, when they didn't find anything, they started running from court, until it became international uproar that finally led to them giving him a city arrest, meaning he's still very much in their detention, okay? But he can walk about and do all he's doing right now, which they didn't expect him to. They expected him to just stay quiet and look low-key and disappear. But he stayed back and he keeps pushing, keeps fighting until now. So they have kept him and 4 others as well for now, simply because they are looking for something that will stick, something they can just accuse them of. So they have nothing. So they approached the court. They started asking the court to give them more time for them to come up with their case. But before then, they want to keep Omoyele Sowore and others in detention. Well, the judge adjourned the case to today. So today, it was the same joke. But yesterday, the court now remanded them in Kuje prison. When they got to Kuje prison, the prison authority there, they rejected them. So it took so many efforts, phone calls and all of that before they were allowed to be remanded in Kuje prison yesterday. So this morning, they arrived in court again to challenge their detention. Because what is going on? Protest is a human right, even if you don't agree with them. As long as they are not violent, protest, and it is bailable too within a few minutes when you get arrested. For those who even committed violence during protest, it is pretty much treated as a civil until they bring up a charge or charges against you. They haven't committed any crime, okay? They grouped peacefully to protest, peacefully. So eventually they were remanded there. So today, they started asking for the same extension, time, and all of that. And they managed to still keep them beyond today. It is still being followed up. But as they arrived in court today, they paraded Omoyele Sowore and others in handcuffs. And you are going to ask yourselves, right, that what exactly is the crime that they have committed, to start with? But the purpose is it's not because they've committed any crime. In fact, the reason why they are being punished is because they have committed no crime. You know why? In Nigeria, criminals are rewarded. Crimes, you get rewarded for being a criminal in Nigeria, okay? You are only a criminal if you are not in the right clique of gang of criminals. And the best gang to join is to join politics. You can be a cultist, you'll be walking free with with your own loaded guns and all of that. You can commit crime and get away with it. You can use influence and commit a crime and get away with it. But if you commit crime outside that circle, you are likely going to be on your own. You will be used as example of why you shouldn't commit crime. Then if you don't commit crime at all, right, and you are challenging them to stop crime, to stop violence, to stop every manner of criminality, yeah, you will be treated as a criminal and you will be prosecuted as a criminal. So the reason why they are being punished right now is simply because they have committed no crime. Committing no crime in Nigeria is even a crime because Nigeria is now being led by criminals who sees every crime as, legit, endorsed. Or what, if I have to ask you, right, what kind of a crime would be worse than for people who pledged, sworn to protect the people from harm and at the same time protect the commonwealth of the people, stop corruption, are the same people who are giving amnesty, rehabilitation to terrorists, while the victims of terrorism are languishing in different refugee camps in northern Nigeria. But when you speak up that why are they releasing terrorists? Why are they not prosecuting terrorists? Why are they not prosecuting thieves? You get what I mean now? You will be considered as a troublemaker, and that is a crime for asking them to prosecute terrorists and protect the people, prosecute criminals who have committed, deadly crimes against the people they sworn to protect. So when you say that in Nigeria, you automatically become a criminal. And that is where many Nigerians have found themselves. Sowore is just the one making headlines now, Abi. There are millions of many of you who are trapped in that same, in that same messed up, messed up country in a way. Injustice against one is injustice against all, right? It's injustice anywhere. I mean, injustice somewhere is an injustice anywhere, right? So you would expect that they should see justice in the court of law, but that has been taken over already, as you know, okay? So they arrived in court today in handcuffs, but the last time I saw pictures of Boko Haram, repentant Boko Haram terrorists, they were wearing uniforms, they were, they were eating, drinking, and all of that, looking fresh, wearing uniform. Some of them captured in the cafeteria, areas that looks like a cafeteria. They were so relaxed and comfortable. They were not in handcuffs. They were not in chains. There was even a time that repentant terrorists from Niger Republic, if you remember that time, where Nigeria military sent their aircraft to go and pick up some repentant Boko Haram terrorists and their families in Niger, from Niger Republic, with Nigeria's taxpayers' money, brought them to Nigeria to rehabilitate them, then pay them money. Some of them are registered as those who will be collecting 20,000 naira from Nigeria for being repentant bandits, repentant terrorists. I didn't see them in handcuffs, but I saw the guys who are asking the government, asking the people to stand up and demand for their own God-given right, rather than wait to be killed by Buhari. When they arrived in court, they were in cuffs. And I'm going to share this with you. Watch this.
Revolution now! Revolution now! Keep moving, please. Keep moving.
So that was them coming out of the prison van. Then inside court, watch this.
Okay.
Even in the court, they are still handcuffing them. Handcuffed in the court.
In handcuffs, young people who are asking their government, right? Number one, to stop killing them. Number two, right, to fix the country, stop the terrorists, and then fix the country so that young people will be able to build their own future in the same country, right? And they are constantly arrested. They are, those who are arrested are considered lucky. Those who are not really lucky have been killed, and there is no justice for them. On the 1st of January 2021, this year, when Buhari was giving his speech, his New Year pre-recorded, cut and paste, cut and join broadcast. He was addressing the young people, and he said his government has finally realized that they need to invest in the young people in Nigeria and listen to them more after the EndSARS protest, which was because the young people were, tired of the police brutality and the continued, unemployment, insecurity in the country. Okay, so he's going to listen to them and blah, 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 blah. Those who have been arrested and in detention since October for protesting, right, they will be released. We all know that his words are as empty as the cameraman who is trying to edit the whole thing to make it make sense to you. But that same morning, that he was reading that, thousands of Nigerians who are young people, they are languishing in different police cells. Some of them have been killed. There's a story of this young man. If you have seen, if you are very much if you can have a flashback to EndSARS protest in October, there was this video of one politician in an SUV, a Jeep, and he came out of his car in Lagos. So he came out of his car, brought out a gun, and he started shooting. Right? People started running. You see that cameraman, that's the guy who recorded that video and posted that video, a journalist, was arrested by the Nigerian police 2 days after that, when the turmoil of EndSARS protest was escalating. So they kidnapped him. Despite the fact that he showed them his badge, his journalist, his own ID card, they still kidnapped him. From Lagos, they took him straight to Ikorodu. By the time he was declared wanted, nobody could trace him or find him anywhere. A week after that, they found his body in the mortuary. He was beaten to death. The guy who recorded that video. These atrocities are many. The killings, you cannot even document them enough. But the ones we have managed to document during that period, you would expect that Buhari's words will carry weight, a reprieve, a relief, a change of attitude as a government, but it's a lie. So what happened? The young people who got arrested with Showore midnight, just 3 minutes into 12 a.m. in the morning, 3 minutes into 2021. Buhari's thugs picked up young people who were asking the government to what? To do the right thing. So they picked them up, and Buhari was pledging peace a few hours later, which never happened. Okay. Another thing is that where I managed to pick the few words sent out by one of those in Showore's arrested team in court today. Very brilliant young guy. This is what he had to say when in court today?
It's hungry, everybody is angry, magistrates are protesting, the people are protesting offline and online. So all that is left generally is for our uniformed men to join the charge. The police, the prison warders, soldiers, everybody. Nobody is happy about anything. You know, we are currently in detention. When we get back, we are going to be confronted with the reality of the beasts that are governing us outside. Buhari, Sowore, every one of these guys, gangsters, something interesting actually happened in Kuje prison. They were calling Sowore name. And I was immediately convinced that Sowore is definitely ending up in Kuje prison. Because, especially, Lekki massacre is there, and eventually Buhari will come and join him in that prison. Probably Buhari will be the one, like Michael said, Buhari will go see toilet. Buhari will go see toilet. Sowore go do OC water. Seriously. Hey, revolution now.
Nice spirits. They have sent their own comrades, gone down by these criminal, political thugs working for this junta in Nigeria. So I like that, to keep themselves alive, and they will be out in no time. And a shame will come after a dictator who believes that everyone asking for the right thing must be treated as an enemy. Look at what we have earlier today as well. It was the Miyetti Allah. They are the ones who are in charge of all the Fulani terrorists in Nigeria as we speak. It breaks out that those who have used their own personal agenda, right, covered and laced with their own tribal agenda, are not considering the people who they share that same tribe with. I'm talking about the Fulani hegemony project in Nigeria. It is leading to other people in Nigeria to be despising the Fulanis more. Okay, they despise them, they dread them. Every time you see them around your own area, community, or village, you will be terrified because you know what they come with. This is due to the fact that rather than the government to be for everyone's protection, the government is pretty much interested in using that tribal division stuff, right, to continue to champion their own selfish, greedy agendas. Because even if you say the agenda is for Fulani to control everywhere, they have no capacity of controlling everywhere. They will create violence here and there. People will resist them with violence for violence at the end of the day. But people realize that this could be avoided completely if Fulanis and everybody in Nigeria, from wherever you are, realize that if you want to live anywhere, you have two options. You can either rent property or you can buy land and build yourself one. There is no law anywhere, at least as terrible as Nigeria is, I don't think there's any law that says you can't buy land anywhere if you have your money. Okay, but we have a government that is not promoting such agenda, that is not making the Fulanis to see an opportunity, even if the government of Buhari are doing this because of the Fulanis, okay, all these divisions, all these killings, all this massacre, all that stuff, right? And Buhari's, protection and protecting them or keeping them out of jail, right? If he's doing it in their interest, in a long-term basis, right? His government could have stolen money, steal some money, channel that money against one fake project that allows Fulani to have access to these billions, and they can go about and buy land from everybody instead of them, rearing their cows onto people's farms, onto people's villages, into different major cities, causing different kind of, you know what I mean? Rather than do that, a smart government who wanted to promote the interest of Fulanis, right? We do it, at least as corrupt as Nigeria is, they will do what? They will set aside some money, call it whatever name, stop all the killings, let Fulanis have access to money so that they can go everywhere. In Yoruba land, my brothers and sisters are selling their They are selling their inheritance. They have sold most of their land. The land they inherited from their parents. If you have the money, people will sell you the land. You will get the document, right? It is your own. You pay tax to government on it, and you can build anything on it. You can build ranch. You can do anything. It is your business. You can make your money there. Pay tax to government. At least be contributive to that country you want to live in. That is what I would expect from a government that genuinely is doing all of this to promote Fulani. But are these not Fulanis? Watch this.
Bala, to ya kare ne. Ai bai rewa wallahi. Wai da ma kuke yi ne kullu.
Good. Those are Fulani children. So every time you see any Alimajiri with a chinko phone on social media, bragging, we are born to rule. We will lead you forever. One Nigeria and all that nonsense. He's just trying to make himself feel alive. Because if you go to the heartland of all the areas they believe they have conquered, their people have domicile, they are in control. When you look at their children, then you look at their ruling class, their elite, you know what I'm talking about, and you look at the people they are leading, then you ask yourself that in whose interest, whose interest exactly is Fulanization agenda, if not for selfish interest of the criminals who would rather use that to make Fulanis and those who fear Fulanis to continue to keep them in power, to continue to believe that if you don't let us keep power, we will you know what I'm talking about? This kind of mentality, you ask yourself, the power is not changing them, it's making them worse. It's turning their land to the land of terrorism, right? They are now spreading the terrorism. Now, the rest of other tribes in Nigeria are now becoming, you know what I'm saying? They are now becoming volatile against them. Do you get that now? People are now becoming a little bit aggressive against them because you believe that when a Fulani comes, the government in power that did not have any business inclination that could stop terrorism and put those Fulani they are inviting, give them access, call them foreign direct investment, call it any name. You know what I'm talking about? So that they can stop killing people. Those who are in Nigeria, they can continue to go to farm. Those who are coming, who need land, they can have government money to buy land. When you do that, you are making it legal for them to settle down. Even though it is robbing Peter to pay Paul. With that, you will spend less on insecurity. But what are they doing? They prefer to take the land by force and say, we want to give them Ruga because some people who are coming from Mali, from Chad, from Niger, from Guinea-Bissau, from Rwanda, from Ghana, from Somalia, Libya, and all of them. As long as they say they have cows, let's give them land wherever they want land. Which government does? So that backfired. Now that has backfired, every community is now so hostile against them. Wherever you see Fulani, you will begin to dial 999. Or you will begin to call emergency numbers. You will begin to record videos. You begin to tell people that Fulanis are here. Oh, they may start killing. Oh, who made that happen? Buhari. So even if you are a Fulani man, apart from the fact that you are trying to make yourself happy, because you believe that a Fulani man is in power, your poverty is escalating, insecurity is escalating, what do you call it? Corruption level in your area is escalating. What else again? Everything is going down the drain, and you are dragging Nigeria along with you. So as a Fulani man, where can you now say the agenda of Fulanization, or even your born to rule agenda, where is that now in your favor? What you now have is that people don't want you around at all. Everyone is trying to do away with you. Don't allow them, oh. Don't allow them, oh. And everywhere that you have been even allowed a tiny bit of existence, people have regretted that. In Oyo State, people have been killed. People have been kidnapped. In Yoruba land, royal fathers, Olufon of Oifon, in Ondo State, in Ekiti, what do you call it? Obas in Ekiti, Obas in Ondo, people have been kidnapped by Fulani terrorists. So everywhere you go now, people are saying, well, you just need to be alerted. If you see them, pay attention, call the attention of the world. In Igbo land, they have what they call, Biafra land, they have ESN now. That is their own reaction to the fact that the government of Nigeria, who gave them the invitation to come to Nigeria, they have no provision for them. And because there is no provision for them, they came in expecting to be everywhere they want, like go everywhere you want. They don't understand anything about Ogun State or Southwest or South or South. They don't care about that. They just go everywhere they want. Do you get that now? The government that invited them only gave them something, immunity from criminal prosecution or arrest. So anywhere a Fulani or Fulani terrorists are arrested, once you arrest them, you have to hand them over to the police station nearer to you. If you want to make it look like you don't do something in your own eyes, you are doing your job, Abi, go and hand them over to the commissioner of police. So they will bring some camera to make you believe that they are going to prosecute him for the crime. 2-3 days later, the same person and the same group of people you arrested earlier, who killed your people, destroy your farmland, you will find them again on your farms with their cows, with their guns, and if they burn you well again, challenge them. This is the terrifying conditions that many parts of the southern Nigerian states and villages are living through. The political class from all the regions in Nigeria, they are all complicit in this, okay? They all preferred to play blind eyes. Now, in the eastern part of Nigeria, this video surfaced, which Miyetti Allah, every time that the bandit to Fulani terrorists and so on and so forth, every time they are in the news for the wrong reason, which is all the time, Miyetti Allah will stand up to defend them. Miyetti Allah, there was nothing like Miyetti Allah before 2015, guys, okay? I know you are so used to hearing Miyetti Allah now. Before now, there was nothing like Miyetti Allah coming out to say they are spokesperson for terrorists. Do you understand that now? But since Buhari came, Miyetti Allah has become so prominent that they are now getting their own special allocation from Aso Rock for their own operation. They are now they've getting a license approval to start their own vigilante group across the country. They have the license, so they have them in Southwest Nigeria, the Miyetti Allah vigilantes. Okay, so they are now pretty much involved in hostage negotiation, kidnapping negotiation, and on like that. So they negotiate between bandits and other terrorists with the government, like Esprit de Corps, okay? The government, the Miyetti Allah, the bandits, the ISWAP, the Ansaru, the Fulani terrorists, all of them, whenever they needed to speak and cut deal with Buhari's government, Miyetti Allah will be coming into the picture to negotiate. That's what they also do for Nigeria now. They do hostage and kidnapping and terrorism negotiation on behalf of the terrorists and the government. The new one, the new entrant into this fray of charade are those they now called repentant bandits. Repentant bandits. So, but before now, there wasn't anything like a Miyetti Allah. But the effect of 5 years of Buhari on those who are Fulanis, like I said, what is wrong in anyone and everyone who want to live anywhere in Nigeria? What stops you from approaching those who owns the land? Who told you that the land everywhere belongs to Fulanis, and everywhere you go, just go and find anywhere in any forest and start living there? This is not the Stone Age. This is not the Cave Age. Do you get that now? So whatever the arrangement is between Nigeria and all these Fulani and all of them coming around, what is wrong in them buying the land that they want to settle on? Why can't they buy it? However, the video came up from Ebonyi State. Quickly, Miyetti Allah, no, Ebonyi State government came out. You know, the Ebonyi State is now APC state, right? So Ebonyi State government came out and said the video was fake. Then Miyetti Allah came out to say the video was real, but the voice on the video is misinformation. Are you following? And they said, although people were backing away from that place, but they were backing away because their leader, the leader of that camp of Fulanis in the forest of Ebonyi, their leader is being given Fulani chieftaincy title back in the north, and therefore is packing to go and celebrate the chieftaincy title. I will share the video with you so that we will start from here. Then we'll go to Miyetti Allah video. Then we'll go to the next one and to the next one. Let's start with this from Ebonyi State.
This is Fulanis in Ebonyi State. So we have destroyed their properties and telling them to start packing their properties here in Ebonyi, that we don't need Fulanis in Ebonyi. We don't need Miyetti Allah in Ebonyi State. They should pack out. We are doing everything humanly possible to make sure that all Fulanis are packing out here, and we will follow them to their destination. We don't need Fulani so that our mother and our father can be able to go to farm. We don't need them anymore. We the indigenous are here to do the native and the intelligence, we are here to do the native work. As you can see them, they are packing their properties. We destroy all destroyable their properties to make sure that they're packed out from Ebonyi State. We are not here to joke. We are not joking. We are determined to pack them out in Ebonyi State, so that if anybody knows Governor Mahe, that he or her should go and told him that we are determined to do what we are doing. Because we cannot tolerate when our mothers and our fathers go to farm, they will be threatened with the Fulanis. We don't need it again. So you can see them. And enough is enough, and we can follow them to their destination to make sure that packed out in Ebonyi entirely, totally. See them? They are here with the 2 lorries.
That's the video. Okay. That is the video that Miyetti Allah, in the next video I'm going to share with you. That is the video Miyetti Allah said was fake. That they were not being sent out of Ebonyi State, but one of them was going for chieftaincy title. They didn't name the place, but probably you watched the video. But guys, let me ask, is there a reason why we will have about 700 people watching and only 100 of us are able to at least show a bit of like? The thumb for like means you are enjoying this conversation in a way, right? So come on, 100 people, 96 people are those who think this is worth sitting back to watch. Come on, we can take it off from there. 96 of you. Let's go to 500. At least I believe I have up to 500 people who would like, who are pretty much enjoying this conversation. Come on, it will take a sec. And if you haven't subscribed on Maiyegun's Diary as well, remember, it will also take just 1 sec for you to click on that subscription. Subscribe. There. Click on that like. Hit it hard. And let me feel it from here so that we know that I actually have human beings watching me, not not BOTs and all that. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm going to wait for your reaction. I'm watching. Let's see. So yeah, from 96, I have managed to get more of you to consider giving me a thumb up, right? Now we are now close to 190. Why not 500? Is this not really relaxing enough? Come on, don't be so tensed to be part of this. If you can type a comment, you can also type you can just tap the like. So the next video I'm going to share with you will be that of Miyetti Allah, denying that the video you just watched right now is real, and it is of the ESN, the Eastern Security Network members, calling on the Miyetti Allah sponsored Fulani herdsmen. How can you go to people's place and then you just set up a car? You don't even know that all those lands belong to some people, villages, royal houses, personal, families. Who does that? Come on. You will not travel from from Ebonyi State. You will not pack your bag from Ebonyi, right? Enter bus, okay? And then you go to Borno State, walk into, maybe Maiduguri is the city. Go to another place outside Maiduguri, and just find there 1-2 acres of land or 10 acres of land and clear and tell your people to come and live. You have found the land. Who does that? They won't take that. Nobody does that. It's not accepted. It's not acceptable anywhere. You have to buy land. Land, property like land, is an asset that families bequeath to their own generations. You can't just walk anywhere. Any sensible government should know that. Even with those who gave them Ruga in northern Nigeria, all those states who contributed thousands, hundreds of thousands of acres of land. Why are those people not living there? They are free land now. How come they are not showing us pictures of a Ruga area? There are some other northern states now who gave Ruga, but insecurity don't pursue everybody. They don't need anything in the north anymore. They are spreading the mystery. That is why that happened. So Miyetti Allah said it's not true. That now one of them, they go for chieftaincy title. So you are going for chieftaincy title. Okay, well, that's good. Let's go. And when you are coming back, come with money to come and buy the land. You get that now? Watch this.
Constructed attempts by the slave makers and the enemies of peace. The association in Ebonyi State, the association is enjoined in Ebonyi State to cause the ceremony between the peace-loving people of Ebonyi State and the Fulani herdsmen resident of Ebonyi State. That the herdsmen resident in Ebonyi State has cohabitated peacefully with their native and the whole community without any fear, frustration, threat, or intimidation to them on their account. That on the 2nd of January 2021, one of the herdsmen resident in Ebonyi State, particularly at Ofibo village, by name Alhaji Adamu, informed the association of his intention to relocate back to Taraba State with his family. And according to him, he has been given a title that will warrant him stay in their village and that he will seek a greener pasture for his cattle when in Taraba. That everybody has rights in Nigeria, including Ebonyi State, to reside anywhere or she decide and will be given perfected access to do. That the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeder Association, Macbeth, Ebonyi State chapter, wish to inform the general public to disregard the audios and videos circulations on social media alleging that the experts were being attacked and chased out of Ebonyi State, as that is not the truth. Position of the education, the position of the relationship presented coincidence between the experts and the people of Ebonyi State. That the association enjoined the security agencies to fetch out those behind the audios and the videos and prosecuted the prosecutors to serve as a threatened others. That we commend Ebonyi State government under Engineer Dave Nweze for being a destabilized leader and for carrying all Nigerians along in his
Someone said they are taking the Igbos for granted. You should know now that they won't be doing that in Ebonyi State, inside the Ebonyi State government house or anywhere there, telling the Igbos that the Fulanis have come to stay anywhere they want in Nigeria. So buy land. If you want, nobody says you shouldn't stay anywhere. Okay, if you go to America and you decide that you want to build you want to own a house, right? You can decide to just go and buy a property, okay, or start paying mortgage, and you become a homeowner. If you want yours to be built from the scratch, you can go and buy properties, land where new sites are, anywhere. You will pay. Nobody will say, oh, because I'm a black man from where? From Nigeria, I just want to use this small portion for myself to build myself a house. Everybody will consider you mad. Are you mad? Because you'll be mad. So how then can any group of people be supported by any government, any politician at all, that it is adequate, it makes sense, that don't worry, we will settle it? They are not taking Igbos for granted. Igbos are taking themselves for granted because the politicians, it will shock you when some of them are bragging that they appointed Miyetti Allah as their special advisors. There are Miyetti Allah who are working, Miyetti Allah representatives who are working in different government houses in eastern Nigeria as we speak right now. Because it is their own way, the political class of Igbo land, their own way of securing their power and pledging their allegiance, making sure that they can tell the government of Nigeria that they are not hiding anything. They are not supporting Biafra. So many of them have given Miyetti Allah representatives, as they've made them political appointees in so many parts of Igbo land as we speak right now. And it is not because they wanted to build any unity or anything. It's a lie. Because people are still being attacked on their ways to farm. In Anambra State, it's ridiculous, isn't it? In Anambra State, Obaino, the governor, publicly came out and he said they have made a law, they have made an agreement with Miyetti Allah and the Fulanis that in Anambra State, if any Anambra killed a cow, the person will pay 150,000 naira. But if any Fulani man killed anybody in Anambra, that Fulani man will pay 500,000 naira. I remember that many of you were enraged. You were enraged. Is that the worth of the life of Biafran? So a Fulani won't come to Biafra land and do any goddamn thing without those who are supposed to guard and protect Biafra land, the politicians themselves who have the power now, without them granting access. Know that, and you will know peace. They have them in different government houses in eastern Nigeria. They walk about. So they sit together with those who promised to keep you safe. And whenever any of you get caught up in any of those violent killing, right? The government that pledged to protect you, they will not be able to defend you because they have no capacity to arrest or prosecute any Fulani terrorist who commit any crime anywhere in Nigeria. That is why they have Miyetti Allah in their different government houses, especially in eastern Nigeria. I am yet to see any Miyetti Allah appointee of any Yoruba governor or government. But I know that in Lagos State, they already have Emir of Lagos State, who has a palace too. That all the Fulanis in Lagos State, they know their own Emir of Lagos State. They haven't lauded it. They haven't lauded it much. But I'm yet to see any of them call Miyetti Allah and give Miyetti Allah special advisor to governor on blah 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 blah, or any part of Yoruba land. So seeing them walking into different parts everywhere, as what we call number one, the coverage that is called the federal coverage. That is the job of the Nigerian army, the job of the Nigerian police, DSS, to make sure that wherever any Fulani terrorist is apprehended for any crime, they have to notify the commissioner of police. And the commissioner of police, if it's a high crime, the commissioner of police needs to inform the IG of police. And that's how they'll bury it. So even if all of you are celebrating that you have arrested some of them, it's just going to be a matter of days. You will see them back in your community. Do you get that now? So they have that federal protection in areas where they are not really welcomed. Okay? The eastern Nigeria is the area they are no longer welcome, but the political class welcome them. Okay? The Miyetti Allah Fulani terrorist can pick up his or her phone right now and phone the commission. That Miyetti Allah, that is the guy that is wearing absolute rag, carrying AK-47, wearing dressed the other. That same terrorist, you will be shocked that he can phone the police commissioner right there from any part they have, from any state in Nigeria. Do you get that now? They can phone anyone. But you, who is parading yourself as the original Biafran, the original Oduduwan, the original Nigerian. Okay, I'm a Nigerian, you say, Abi. Those of you who parade yourself as Nigerians, you cannot even phone the DPO of your area if you're having a burglary case, if you're having even robbery case in your own estate. You cannot phone your DPO. Talk less of when Fulani terrorists are attacking your community. You cannot phone your DPO. Talk less of your area commander or the commissioner of police. But you see that Fulani terrorist, he will phone the police AIG, DIG. He will phone all the directors if he needs to phone them when he cannot handle anything, because they have the direct number to phone whenever they are in trouble. That is how bad it is. So Miyetti Allah said it's not true. That the video is not true. Now one of them, they go for chieftaincy title, wherever it is. Maybe they shall deal with them. Again, one video I want to share with you. But before I share that again, I am still checking my interest. Let me say your interest in this broadcast so far. Why is it so hard? I'm going to actually leave a minute. I'm going to be monitoring it now. Even if it's just going to be, let me see. I have 290 of you who think, right, I deserve to be thumbed up. So if I am going to wait for the 293 people to remain on the broadcast, I can wait for a minute. Or the number of all of you who think this broadcast deserves your thumb up. It is part of the engagement, guys. Okay. Yes, you may be watching on your TV. That may be difficult for you to click the like or share this video, right? But if you are using any smaller device, come on. I'm not saying you should type like. I'm saying there is a thumb up here. It is called engagement. When you have people who are engaging in your conversation, right? Show it. It's just a tap. This is it. Like. Tap it. I'm going to wait for a minute before we continue. We have about 20 minutes or half an hour to go. So I'm going to wait and see how many of you think, well, Maiyegun deserves our own comment, because that's the only way you can comment me. I'm not going to read your comments or all the comments until after the broadcast. But I can see many of you who believe that, come on. So do that. I'm not parading ghost followers on Maiyegun's diary, okay? So Maiyegun's diary followers have been organic from the word go. If I had probably put money in it to get organic, I mean, to get bot followers, maybe I would have probably gotten to 100,000 by now. These are organic. That means you actually enjoyed Maiyegun. That's why you are following me. Why is it so difficult to show that? I'll give you a minute and see how many of you think, you know, not even half of those who are watching. So if you are enjoying my broadcast, the point is there, right? It is just for you, a minute for you to show that, okay? That, wow, Maiyegun, I enjoy what you are saying, what you are doing. And so far, so good. Over 800 of you, I don't even have half of you who actually shows that they appreciate our own time here together. Do it. It's just a minute. So we received the news. Thank you very much to all of you who have managed to stop by and just, you know, it's just like that. It's as simple as that. You know what I'm talking about? You will still continue to listen. Just tap it. When you tap it, it means that you are not just engaged in watching. You are engaging in this broadcast and conversation by commenting and at the same time reacting. It's called reaction. So it helps and in fact encourages too. So thank you very much. So the news came that 4 days or 5 days into 2021, the same Buhari's government who has failed for 4 years, the Bantueyo Isale Barack Obama, Fashola, came up and he said it was the reason why Nigeria had no electricity was because it was the Bantueyos, incompetent people who were in charge of generating and distributing electricity in Nigeria. Part of the campaign line, you know what you would say. Then 4 years into that, or 5 years into that, and billions of dollars spent. Nigeria's national, electricity grid, national electricity grid has collapsed, by the way, for more than 3 times in 5 years. The first and the last time that Nigeria national electricity grid collapsed historically was in 1985. So I'll guess who was in power in 1985? Buhari, the lifeless breathing Aso Rock mannequin. Yeah, he was the one in charge in 1985 when Nigeria's national electricity grid collapsed for the first time in history. 30 years after that, when they took over power, 6 months after taking over power, Nigeria national grid that is merely producing and distributing under 3,500 megawatts of electricity for a population of 200 million people. That grid collapsed 3 times so far. And the result of the 5 years of the Saleko Barack Obama, the Bantueyo Fashola, of being the minister of darkness, minister of homelessness, and then minister of potholes. 5 years, it could only produce darkness and further fraud. Metering has become a rocket science. You know what I'm talking about? They are able to run their wire into your house, but they are unable to provide you meter for you to be able to measure what you are using. You know they won't provide the electricity anyway. If you are to be using the electricity, right? That means if the electricity is constant, you will pay more because you use more. Since you are not getting more, it means that they are running. They didn't give you metering. They didn't give you any meter. So they will have to assume your electricity for you. Even if you are managing to get 3 hours, 4 hours of electricity a day, they will have to assume what you are using for you. So providing you electricity meter is a rocket science in Nigeria. 5 years of Bantueyo Fashola, has produced nothing other than empty promises, repeated balderdash, grammar upon grammar, and further hopelessness being disguised as something substance. Do you get that now? Darkness is what they gave. And in their last 5 years, they have increased the electricity tariff by more than 70%. Simply means if 1 kilowatt, don't quote me, I don't know what I'm talking about, all this kilowatt electricity, but some of you will have an idea what I'm talking about. But I'm going to make you have an idea anyway. Should they measure electricity by, is it kilowatt or megawatt? Kilowatt or anything lesser. But let me use kilowatt. Let's say 1 kilowatt of electricity is supposed to cost you 2 naira. Okay? When they came to power, the kilowatt of that electricity, because now darkness then they give you before they even came to power too. So that 1 kilowatt was probably around 70 kobo or 1 naira per kilowatt. So let's say you now use how do I put this? So let's say you now use 300 or 400 kilowatts in a month. So you have to multiply 1 naira by 400 kilowatts. So your electricity bill will be 400 naira. I'm using the smallest figures here, okay? So for you to understand, then you, when they pay the electricity bill in Nigeria, you will grab. So after 5 years, they have increased that by over 70%. Now that 1 kilowatt is now, will now cost you about 4 naira. Okay? So if you are the tower, and meanwhile, you have no meter to tell you how much you are using, so that you can at least say, now 400 megawatts, I be waiting to the column. Mega be kilowatt I am using. The 300 kilowatts electricity they give us this month. So next month they give you 1,000 kilo, you use 1,000. Oh yeah, you use 2,000. So you just multiply. You know, the more you use, the more electricity they bring, and the more you manage to ration your electricity, right? You will likely pay more. But since there is no meter, all they will do is just say, you, if I, but I say you don't look fine, small these days. Your next electricity bill is going to be 21,000 naira. Because let's say you get AC, you get fridge, you get freezer, you get this, you get that, and a 2-bedroom flat, your electricity bill na 20,000. You na 1 bedroom, you get 1 television, you get what again, hand fan or electric fan. Your own electricity bill for this month is going to be for this place is going to be 800 naira. Even if they gave you electricity that is not more than 100 naira for the whole month, now 800 naira you will pay. So that's what they are doing, because that's the only way they can at least be declaring profit from after they have sold off the power plant, as they told you, which they didn't. Do you get that now? They sold it off, they sold them off as scrap to their friends. Those their friends now cannot provide electricity needed, but they need money. So they needed to continue to work with their friends in power, Fashola and Co., so that they can continue to increase that tariff, because that's the only thing. Not because they will give you the electricity or give you that meter, but they still need you to know that you are owing them. Many people are not paying, you know. So many people are not paying. So many people today, if you meet some people, we call them monkeys. Obo, those guys who always climb pole in the dead of the night to help you reconnect your electricity whenever the NEPA cut off your electricity. There are some guys who say their whole job is to help you reconnect electricity that NEPA cut off. Or is it PHCN? Now their own job is, so that there are some people who are not paying because they found out paying what? People spend more on their own generator than they pay NEPA. But NEPA still have to bring the bill. One way or the other, some of you will have to pay bribe. So in order for those who are paying, for them to continue to pay and pay more, so these greedy criminals who are giving nothing will continue to live large and call themselves CEO of Gencos, CEO, COO of Gencos, of Discos, Disco, Ikeja Disco, Shaman Ikeja Disco. Shaman, this one, they are dance school. But in northern Nigeria, now free electricity, some of those villages are using. When they generate the electricity where people are paying the bills, they transfer them to northern Nigeria, kilometers away, with kilometers of cables, wasted through transmission, with something we don't even reach those who are paying the bills. So last, it is the 2021 gift from Buhari. Many are still coming. I've told you, don't rush. You know what they call it? Like, don't rush me. In 2021 that you are in, they have opened the floor with electricity tariff increase. So that's a welcome one. It's part of what will make many of you really, really go gaga in 2021. And I'll be here to remind you, okay? Because 4 days after Sowore if Sowore and the Revolution Now guys are not arrested by now, Sowore will probably be asking you to come out and face the dictator who has just increased electricity tariff in the face of the second wave of coronavirus. Think about that. Sowore will probably be asking you to stand up today. So even if you don't like him, an injustice to one is an injustice to all. It is still the same problem. They say problem be like Dangote towel. They cover yansh. Problem be like Nigeria bicycle. You say wahala be like Nigerian bicycle. They end. And that is why people will say, Baba, drink small. Problem no the end. That is what I'm talking about. If Sowore was here, it will probably be asking you, everybody, as usual, to stand up and ask that Buhari either go away, or do something. He's been asking, sack the service chiefs. You need to bury your own. Personal grudge here. Everyone is a Sowore. You are just a step, a minute, a moment away from being denied that your right. You see what we have now is right. If I cross border now, buy tickets, enter plane, enter Niger, Baba, all this swag, everything will disappear. Look at Sowore, a guy living in America with his family, doing fine, a lecturer in reputable institutions in America, someone who has his life all pretty much mapped for him. Then he detoured to go and face his own fear. Something he's probably been dreaming of all his life, to do something and inspire a generation that will not be so docile to push all their problems, all the man-made problems by the politicians in Nigeria, to continue to push that towards the door and doorstep of a God, the invisible God that you did not vote for. So Sowore left all the comfort, came around. He did not get any praise for that from most people who are affected, the real vulnerable ones. But he's getting love from the real sensible ones, those who knows that an injustice to one is an injustice to all. And we are all a step away from becoming a Sowore. We are all victims. And if you have your comfort right now, do not feel too comfortable. You may not have it for long. Maybe you can stay where you are, like myself. I've not got any project in Nigeria. I've got nothing to go and do there, okay? I can stay where I am. But some of you can't, and you are being monitored. What he is pushing out and exposing as the rot, the danger that will likely consume everyone, including those who didn't support Buhari. Most people who are being killed right now, some of them didn't support Buhari. Some of them didn't even vote at all, right? They have become victims. Businesses have been destroyed. Sowore could have ignored all of that. Some people are calling on him now to ignore all of that and go back to his life. But the man has given up a lot. He has encouraged so many people who have indeed, they believed it, right? They believe in that dream. They believe in that freedom. They believe that one way or the other, they can also conquer their fear. And many have lost their lives in that belief. You cannot just sit back because you have done nothing, or you still dread the fact that anyone can stand up and say he's fighting for himself and fighting for those millions of others who are trapped in a system that was never their own making. Whether you supported that or you didn't support that, you are trapped. As long as Nigeria still exists, we are all trapped. We are just a step away from becoming a Sowore, and that your right, that influence you have, that protection you have, that safety you think you have, they are all delusion. Stay away from Nigeria if you want to enjoy that your illusion so well, okay? If you go to Nigeria, you are just a step away from losing that liberty. It doesn't mean that government will arrest you, no. There are so many things that can happen to you. The danger that millions of those, brainwashed citizens, millions of them, that same danger that are looking around, that they are having to weather through all the time. When you find yourself in Nigeria, right, you will realize that you are not far away from being a Sowore. You are not far away from becoming the victim, becoming a victim of state-sponsored killing. You can be killed by the police. You can be killed by the military. You can be killed by those the police and military protect. And you can either be killed by other greedy things that they have done to ruin the society, ruin the economy, ruin the same system that you're going to live through. So you're just a step away from a Sowore. You will only be lucky if you get arrested, locked up, but alive. That is the only time you're likely going to understand what I'm telling you now. So yeah, you may be far away. People have been suffering it. When I told people then that they are just a step away from becoming what the IPOB and the Biafrans have been facing under the cover, state-sponsored profiling or state-sponsored profiling of a tribe by the government of Nigeria and their agents. What they are going through, I told you, it is a matter of time that many will begin to feel that. Today, we watched them when they killed the Shiites, shot them for asking the government of Nigeria to release their leaders and prosecute the military for killing over 1,500 of them. Over 48 pregnant women, over 300 children, 1,500 human beings killed, and they asked the government of Nigeria and their leaders arrested. Even their leaders that was arrested since 2015. Zazaki, arrested since 2015. They have killed more since then, and they have arrested more since then as well. We watched them. They did that. Nobody stood there or being held responsible for that. We watched them when they attacked and killed the IPOB members inside in eastern Nigeria and outside eastern Nigeria. We saw how they, how they took away all their rights, molested them, assaulted them, harassed them, and even killed them in broad daylight. We saw them. They got away with it. State-sponsored their killings. So we saw them as well when they came out again to shoot at peaceful protesters at Lekki. When they went on to go and killed, civilians who are on lockdown in Obigbo, in Rivers State. We saw all of that. We saw the killings in Enugu. We saw the killing in Mushi. We saw the killing in Ibadan. We saw the killing across the southern Nigeria during the SARS protests, sponsored by the government of Nigeria. If you don't get people who stand up to charge, I told you, I said, it is a matter of time. We are all a step away from becoming a victim of the same thing that you are probably mocking someone else's for now. You are mocking someone else for. You are just a step away. But if you know that you are just a step away, you will join those who are building the coalition of, networks that will connect everybody to realize that you have just one single enemy, the one that will continue to wage economic war against you. Lockdown. They are going to declare national lockdown in Nigeria between now and February. Okay, you will begin to hear that they are locking you down. They are locking you down. No provision for you. Okay, but your life is going to continue to be hell. What you are doing is that you are adjusting. It is not grace of God. To stop saying that it's grace of God that is keeping you. You know it yourself that you are struggling. You are only adjusting to further strangulation from these criminals, while you are also waiting if you are going to be killed or not by gun-wielding terrorists, the Boko Haram. I would have discussed the 2021 budget because there are some latest news from the budget. Part of the reason why you should know that they have no plan for you this year. If you are watching me from Nigeria or you have people who rely on you in Nigeria, share this video with them. give me what do you call it? So I've managed to get over 400 of you, my friends, to say you are pretty much comfortable and you are happy to watch this video today. Okay, and I appreciate that. That's a pass mark. So to me, it means that I have done well. So if out of 800 viewers, I managed to get over 450 of you to say, Maiyegun, well done. That's a pass mark. And thank you for those of you who have done that. If you haven't done that, you can still do it. Yeah, click that like to show that you pretty much enjoy yourself with me tonight. Because the next time I'm going to see you, well, before I go, there's one more video I want to share with you. The news came. It's not even news. There's a video. And this video is from one of the Nigerian pastors, Suleiman. You remember that because of coronavirus of 2020, many Nigerian pastors were really dragged on social media that they didn't see coronavirus in 2019. None of them saw it. Therefore, nobody should tell us anything again. No, give us any. If anybody give us any prophecy again, now we go fire. Excuse me, we go fire around. So when they ask Baba Adeboye, what is 2021? What did God tell you about 2021? Baba Adeboye said, God told him that 2021 is in your hand. Your future is in your hand. Your life is in your hand. I was like, is our life no longer in the hand of God, Baba? It's because everybody is being careful now. So it's good if you know you're from God, not to talk say you're from God. So Baba Adeboye say, from God this year, you are on your own. Make sure say you listen to all precautions and all of that. But there's one pastor. This one came out. His name is Pastor Suleiman. Pastor Suleiman. What's his other name again? I always call him Suleiman Otobo, but I think he has another name, Pastor Suleiman. This one a bombshell. I want you to listen to it first before I add my own Jara. Watch this.
Next year, I said this. Somebody sent me a video that they were playing it on a popular TV channel, and I repeat it again. Say I should be careful. I say me careful. I will say it again. I saw power leaving north. 2012, not even election year. I say I see a new president. 2012. So they say I was confused. I said, "Thus said the Lord, Jonathan, go home." Do you remember? The Lord said you are the last PDP president. The Lord said go home. But the Lord said this one that is coming, as he enters power for 6 months, there will be no cabinet ministers. Come and see insults. Say Apostle Suleiman, we have to check his degree. We are not sure he went to school from Senate. I'm not sure. How can somebody be president and no ministers? The man enter. 6 months, no ministers. Now, when it now happens, nobody comes back to say he said so. They'll keep quiet. He's God, he's God, he's God, he's God. And I'm saying this again to you. This is what the Lord told me. This country will shake. I speak in parable. I said something during the independence. I repeated it again. You will see what will happen. This country will shake. That's what God told me. What's today? Okay, the reason I'm saying these dates down so that you will say, oh, it happened before he said it. So I'm calling the dates down. 6:35 p.m. December 30th, 2020. Not it. The Lord told me audibly that number 2 will become number 1. It's a prophecy. It's a prophecy. It's a prophecy. Nigeria will not break. Nigeria will not divide. There will be no war in this country. What God will do, He will do it silently. Those who are planning for 2023, listen to me. They should pray to see it. They should pray to see it. In Lagos, I prophesied that there will be no cabal. So let's open up.
Do you know I can do that if I have, thousands of you who are attending my church, and you are looking for something to cheer you up, you know, then you just make them look like you don't really need to say much. Just let people feel like something, you know. But the main highlight of that is that number 2 will become number 1. In 2021, oh, I decided to put it on record. You know, on Maiyegun's diary, what we do is that we keep record in our diary. Every video you watch on Maiyegun's diary stands for something, if not continuation of something, and we keep record, diary. That's why you call it diary. Eh? For all of you, how number 2 could become number 1 in Nigeria. I don't know which number 2 will become number 1. Oh. Some people say for number 2 to become number 1 in Nigeria, they must declare Buhari dead. Oh. That means that they will say Buhari is dead, or Buhari has retired or resigned. That is a huge thing. Then that will give the power to Pastor Ruga or Shibade is the number 2, Abi. So he will become president. Then what happened to the Bodilon who? What will happen to him? Tifnumbu. We received the news that he is currently hospitalized in Paris, but I don't have any confirmation of that. So that's why I've not really said anything on that. Okay. So what will happen? Oshibaju will just be like Jonathan, and he will just say he won't be president, and Tifnumbu will just have. I don't understand, but however, that is if Pastor Suleiman Johnson prophecy comes to be. Another person who said the same thing is a pastor from Ghana. A pastor in Ghana, also in his own 2021 prophecy, said 2021 number 2 will become number 1. I don't know if they are using the same. They are using the same consultant with God. Do you get that now? Who is getting back to them? But God cannot be mocked. Do you get that now? 2021, so that Pastor Suleiman Johnson Otobo will not say. You know what I mean? That's not what he meant. It's very clear. He said today's date. You know, one thing is that if number 2 become number 1, Pastor Suleiman Johnson Otobo will just become a double or triple superstar. There are many of your Nigerian politicians that would turn him into the prophet of God. He will be making a lot of money because, yeah, that would make sense. Because some of them will likely welcome the news of Buhari being declared dead, or is retired or resigned. And then Pastor Ruga Ikene Shatabandu will become the president. That's the number 2. I just said I should explain that to you. Another thing is that some of you may have been kind of having trouble. You may have been having problem trying to engage a Buharideen or a Buharididiri in a conversation when it comes to either about Nigeria, either economy, border closure, insecurity, or amnesty for terrorists, and so many other things that you like to have engagement with people, even though if they support Buhari. Okay, so the reason why we say they don't get sense. The problem is the only problem there is that they don't know that they don't get sense. Some of them knows that they don't have any sense. But they have people that they look up to. They call them leaders, and they are young people. They crumb eaters, they crumb chasers, they are slickers. Most of them from Lagos, the Lagos Abobakus. Do you get that now? So they have mentors. So I managed to get one of their mentors so that I can at least see how they reason in their WhatsApp group. Listen to one of their mentors who was explaining how Buhari's government was investing in rice production, and now that they have shut down the border, so that was when they shut down the border. It was explaining border closure, and now that they are producing rice in Nigeria, all of that came out to be fraud, lie. Okay, but imagine if you're a Buhari idiot watching me right now, and this guy is a very popular guy. I'm not going to mention his name. I just want you to listen to them on national TV. This is how they were explaining Buhari's economic policy to the Buhari idiots in Nigeria. So when they start arguing with you, sometimes you need to calm down to yourself. Stop arguing with them. Listen to one of their mentors and tell me if it is worth it for you to sit down with any Buhari idiots and be engaging them in economic conversation about the country. Watch this.
the first batch of yams being taken out of Nigeria. As we speak today, yes, the price of rice is high, and that can be understandable because for the first time we're no longer importing rice, but we are processing, and the processing means we have to import mills and every other thing. So factors of production coming in means the prices will be high, but over time they will drop as production continues.
Do you get that now? That's how to explain it. Although we are no longer importing rice, but we are importing, that's how they explain themselves. Economically, it makes sense. Those are the people that will tell you that if you have a small business, and Buhari's government's policy affects your business, you've been taxed out of existence. Those who are taking bread from your business, eventually they have killed your business. When you begin to explain how that happened, the likes of this political jobber, or these slickers wearing babariga or wearing what's that thing called again? The shiki, or what is it called again? Kaftan. Wearing kaftan, dressing like a book. He's a Yoruba boy. That guy is a Yoruba guy. And one of those the sellers they managed to lead from Lagos has the best braid from Yoruba land, representing Tifnumbu. Is it's just a scavenger as well. Okay, that's him. There are those who will come to national TV, channels, television, talking about Nigeria economy and how Pastor Ruga or Shubade is doing wonderfully well, reviving the economy, while the rest of you are going deeper into man-made poverty. I'm going to draw the curtains here. I'm going to see you some other time. That will be tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow. Until then, remember, you can still give me that like. So far, so good. I've managed to get nearly 500 of you. So thank you. We've done well. So thanks so much for watching Maiyegun's Diary tonight. I'm going to see you again tomorrow. If you have the time, join me. And if you haven't really subscribed on Maiyegun's Diary, please do. Don't be that lazy. If you enjoy this and you want to see more of this, click like on this video, share the video, and subscribe. Set up your notification, okay? With that, you will not miss anything. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Have a good night.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bíjó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gbà rìbá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn dé